And no. All right. So hopefully I'm not going to be. Oh, I think somebody might have their speaker on, so I don't hear it now. All right, great. So welcome everybody. I'm Perry Rogowski. Hopefully, most of you have met me. I know that we have a few new EMAs. We call it Thyra Land. Welcome aboard, and so we are in our second year of the Thyra right now, and we will be doing another round next year until we have to redo the Thyra component of it. So this piece, we created a reduced, modified version of the tool. So hopefully you will find it easy to use, and hopefully it won't take you nearly the time since you don't have to redo your Thyra piece of it, just your SPR, and we also added a training component, and you'll find it useful. So with that, I'm going to share with you my screen, and I'm gonna so you'll be able to see what I'm seeing here. And let's see here. So hopefully you guys can see my screen okay. And I am going to, this is the, 1 second here. So sorry. So this is the step-by-step completion guide that hopefully all of you, hopefully you are able to see that. And let's see here, I'm trying to see what you guys are. All right. Joshua, can you guys see that okay?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. All right. So basically, if we created this tool, so hopefully if you follow this guide step by step, you should be able to follow everything that you need to do, and hopefully it will answer most of your questions. And if not, then that's why we are here. Okay. So again, if you have any questions or whatnot, just stop me, let me know, and we will and we'll roll right into it. All right. So the first thing that we do here, step one, is we're going to get into WebEOC, and we're going to click on the boards tab, and then click on the Thyra SPR HIRA link as it shows here on the instructions. So if we go over here to my left and we click on the HIRA SPR tab, you should be able to see this screen. Then if you go to, and I do apologize, I've got a couple dogs here and I may have to shut them up on occasion. My apologies. So then we have here, step two is to click on the 2020 Thyra SPR County Report, and it says download your file here. And hold on just 1 second. I need to make sure that, Joshua, are you able to get those folks into our webinar?
Yeah, I don't have a control on that.
You do?
No, I cannot.
You cannot. All right.
Yeah.
Just 1 second. I need to make sure that we don't have anybody waiting. Oh, my bad. All right. Okay. So we are back here in the. I just want to make sure here that everybody is okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for adding them. I appreciate that. I just saw that you did that. So thank you much. All right. So back here in our tool, and let's go back here to WebEOC. So sorry, bouncing around, I know. So step two, click on the Thyra SPR County Report, which is right here. And then Oops. And you will see all 10 districts here on the left side of your screen. Then on step 3, we're going to click on your district number to access your county's file. So right now we're going to just click on District 2 because that's what we have in the example. And then we have looks like Pulaski County on that one. And then when you click here, you will see a view and click to open the file. So when we do that, and it will automatically ask you if you want to save it. And you need to save that to your desktop. And then you open the file from your desktop. All right. And then your file that we've repopulated each of your county's file into this reduced summary report. So it will all look like this. And you will have your, so we have the hazard and mission areas, the core capabilities, and I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you could see, and slide over. You'll see the standardized targets, the impact types, your target, your target impacts, current capability, your gaps, capability gaps, capability status, priority, confidence level, your POETI gap areas, and then an area that we added to describe and address the gap, select training courses needed, and then additional comments. So the address and describe and address gap portion, select training, we will be going through each of those columns. So this should look fairly familiar to those of you that did the THIRA and SPR last year, that are the former EMAs. And it was it should look like your summary page that you all had, that was part of your THIRA SPR tool. So one of the, just one second. One of the, well, actually, let's just keep on going straight with the with the steps. So here on step 5, it says once you open and save your file, click auto save, and obviously save often. And then you're going to also remember to click your enable content on the screen. Can you guys see the step-by-step guide that I am referring to, Joshua?
I can see what you have open right now. Yes.
Okay. So then when you go down and I talk about the new tool familiarization info, which I just went through. So we have the whole screenshot. And that's what the old tool looked like with the quick summary tab. And then we just took that and we took the critical components of it and we created the new tool and rolled up all of the information that you guys had submitted prior to into it. So when you click on your district page in the WebEOC, you should see your county. If you do not, then you need to let Joshua know. All right. So here we have the new tool familiarization, and we talked about, we added the hazard and mission areas, and we also, again, as I had talked, or I mentioned earlier, we have the description of the addressing the new gap and the training courses needed, along with some comments. So one of the bonuses this year is we've added training courses that you can select that which basically will eliminate the need to do the survey that you guys have been doing for the training portions that you've had to submit prior to the state. And what you will be able to do is you'll be able to select these courses and then take all of this information when you go meet with your district and your DPCs, and you'll be able to then share all of the training that you all need based on your capability gaps. And then you all can then, when you do your now it's an IPPW instead of your TEPW, you'll be able to then identify all of those training needs and compile those for your district, and then submit all of that.
Oh, really?
When
Is
you
that
do
what
your
you call it, not a meeting?
Okay, so we're going to, I need to chat that person here, or let's see here, mute all. There we go. All right. I'm sure that whoever was talking probably is pretty happy that I did that. You never know what people are going to say at the end. All right. So here we go. Oh, that up there, and there we go. All right. So, and we will get into that more as we get farther into this webinar. All right. So step 6. In this step, you're going to be able to view what you submitted in your 2019 report, standardized target, and then the areas with no numbers that you identified. If you have that area there, and it's going to be based on the POETI areas, then you can make that change. Now, here we talk about, and let me pull this back up because you see here where there's this area that's darker gray, and that area does not have any numbers or any other information attached to that. So you're going to leave those blank. What those were the additional functional area gaps that you were able to indicate on the additional core capability areas in the original tool on whether or not you had a gap, but it was not part of the standardized target that FEMA had us that we are being that we had submitted to FEMA with all of the target impacts and current capabilities and gaps that were quantitative. These other functional areas, as you see, were not. So for instance, in planning, you have evaluating and updating plans, operational planning, whole community involvement, et cetera, et cetera. Now, looking at this particular 2019 report, well, this is the information, but this is the 2020 version of it, but information that we pulled over. You'll see in Pulaski County that they had in their jurisdiction piece of it, you see that they had indicated there was a gap in their, let's back a little bit, in their operational planning that had a medium priority, low confidence, and in the POETI areas, they had it as planning, organizing, drop this just a hair, and so sorry there, I'm trying to, there we go. Planning and organization. In continuity planning, they identified the gap in planning, equipment, and training. So when you see an NR that is blue, or in this area it says not reported, this is an area that you did not indicate that there was a gap there. So it's not that there might not be a gap, it's just that it wasn't reported as having a gap. So if you remember, excuse me, last year, we had indicated that you only need to identify if there is a yes. So one of the options we have now is if there is not a gap, you can actually put no, that there is no gap. And so, so when you see not reported or NR, that just basically means that you did not report it. Now, one of the nuances of this tool is that you can't simply go in and change something on this gap. The only way that you can change it from a not reported to indicate that it's a gap is to actually identify in the Poeti area that there has been an actual change. So like here on whole community involvement, if you make a change here to equipment from NR to yes, I have a gap, then you will show that it'll automatically show that there is a gap. Conversely, if you show no, then it will say no gap. Otherwise, if you do not indicate it at all, it will simply revert to NR, which is not reported. All right. So sliding down here to step 7. So here's where you can make your changes to your 2019 reported data. You can make your changes to your priority level, your confidence level, and any other areas that you need. Now, and like I noted before, the capability status will update automatically when a Poeti area is identified as having a gap, which you see here that I just showed you. It will automatically change from an NR to a yes. So going back to this area here, before I move on to the gap descriptions. So if last year you had an area that you had a gap in regarding, let's say, protecting sensitive information. And so let's slide over. All right, so there isn't, so we don't know right now what that issue was. So here in this next section is when we describe and address the gap. So one of the best parts about this is that you can click on this where you would have a gap area and you would be able to briefly describe which part of the gap that you have. And as you can see here on the bottom, you've got the county gap, the county tab, gap tab, training catalog, and selected courses. So right now, it went from the gap tab or from your county tab over to the gap tab. And then you could click on whichever area you've identified as having a gap, and you could type in what, and you could address what that, you could describe what the gap is and how you plan on addressing it. When you do that, it will automatically indicate that, that you've made an adjustment. So for instance here, if we go here to public information and warning to the protecting sensitive information, and we slide here, protecting sensitive information, we click on that, and we can indicate something like county needs a new safe for EOC. Plan to purchase with grant funds if available. And then you simply click back to your gap tab, and you will see here on that where I was just at, that there is now a C description. It changes from click here to describe gap to C description. So when you click on it, you could see now that there is a description made in that area. And it doesn't matter whether or not it's with the FEMA identified target gap or target capabilities, it's also on the functional area as well, the impact types. And did somebody have a question so far? Any questions so far?
Perry, this is Mick Newton, Noble
Hi,
County.
Mick.
How you doing? Is it
Good. How are
required
you?
that we have an explanation in every gap?
No, it's not.
Okay.
You are not required to have an explanation on every gap. However, I would, if it is a gap on which you wish to look at seeking funding for, then it would probably behoove you to have that justification there and the description there to just give it a little bit more weight. Or for those high priority areas that you do plan on addressing. So that would probably help just with that justification. If it's a low priority or a medium priority, something that is not critical right now, and basically you know what it is, you do not have to do it. We would like to see what those gaps are, just so when we do our reporting out, we can actually have something that we can report intelligently to for our own reports up to FEMA. But obviously, we are not going to require you to do it. But it would be nice if you did.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Mitt. Okay, so moving along, we have here, and again, it talks about description of the gaps. Okay, so the sample here is we need to update the continuity plan. We'll schedule planning meetings and target completion date is 2021. You could also indicate if you had applied for grant funds and you didn't get them, you could indicate that as well. But there's also another comment area on the main page that you could also comment on. So we've tried to give you plenty of space to make this a working, useful document. So you all are able to do that. Okay, so now we have here where we've covered this component of the describing and addressing the gap. And then we move over here to step 11 on the spreadsheet, on the tool that talks about the training component. So sliding over here to the training. So what we've done, Joshua did a great job of going through here, and where you can click on any of these core capabilities, and you can select courses that you would need to help address and reduce your gaps. So you can either select them either at the training capability portion of each one at the top of it, or here at the top of all of them, either way. So if we go here to operational coordination and you click here to select the courses, it is going to send you to the training catalog. Please select the training catalog piece from this section. If you don't and you automatically go to the training catalog from the bottom tab, it will not indicate how many courses you've selected back on this main page. So please click here to select the courses. Now, once you are here, this is what the page will look like. You will see all 32 core capabilities at the top and he has pulled down all of the courses that are in the National Course Catalog, and based on the course ID, the course title, the primary core capability, the mission area, and then the delivery type. So if you want to click on your, we were looking at, and these are in alphabetical order, so they're a little bit different than what they are in the other page. So if you click on public information and warning, and you will see all of the public information and warning, it'll filter it for you based on that core capability. And so you will be able to slide down and scroll down here, and you will be able to see all of the core capabilities that have been identified on the national website under public information and warning. So if you want to look at flooding, hazard, science, and preparedness, you could go here and you simply click on the empty button here where it says select training, and you would click here and you would click an X. And if you want to go here to the public information officer awareness, now this is an IS course, so we have actually updated even the online courses for your convenience. You could click there and you could click X. Obviously, this is for your own planning purposes. It's not necessarily for the courses that you would take to your DPC meetings to collaborate for your TPW, now known as the Integrated Preparedness Plan Workshop, IPPW, but it would help you in your planning process. Now here we also have the public information and warning class, which you can go here and click. So the same goes for any other courses that you might have. So we can look here at health and social services, and you could simply click there, and you will see here that the only class that we have loaded is this. So if there are other classes that you know of that are not necessarily loaded, then please let us know, and we will obviously update that. Now, so if we go to another course like or another core capability like infrastructure systems, you'll see all of these courses lined up, and then again scrolling down to the bottom. And so if you need to look at disaster management services for the public, you would click here on an X, and then it would capture it. Now, what you do once you're done selecting these, and again, you could go through these as you go through all of your core capabilities, or you can do them all at once. It's totally up to you, and however you want to manage this particular component of it. Then you go and you click home. And when you go back home, you will see here, we go back here, and you will see on the public information and warning that you have 3 classes that were selected. And then there will be another tab here that will say show courses. You click on that, and then you can click your clear filter, and it will actually, I apologize, this will do all of the courses that you have selected based on those core capabilities. So back here at the county, you will see here where you have, and like for here with our fire and management suppression, there, because of the courses are local courses, there's none from the FEMA portion that was tied to that core capability. So, but any other courses you have. So here again, when we look at infrastructure systems, you go there, and actually that one is working. We've had a couple of a few issues regarding some of the core capabilities being tied back over with that formula. But you could look at all the courses by just simply clearing the filter, and you'll see all the courses that you've identified based on the core capability and the course title. All right, so now we click the Home tab and we go back to our spreadsheet, and let's go here to our job aid. So we click down here, and you see here that we've clicked on that, clear the filter, and it shows the planning courses there. So now we go to the and I think I downloaded the wrong job aid, so I will grab that one real quick here, and let me go back here into our plans in here. THIRA SPR. I do apologize. I thought I opened up the correct one. So it's on the job aid tool, 2020 guidance, and there's the job aid there. And I'm not sure that I actually showed you guys that before. So let's go back to that. So when you go on the planning library and you go to the THIRA, before you open up your tool, you'll see here on the back where it has the job aids, the guidance, and I'll also be updating and putting a link to this video on there on the WebEx. And then it has the 2019, the county submissions, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then this is where we talked about going into getting the downloading the report. So first though, we go here to the THIRA completion guide, and this was the 2019 guidance, and here's the 2020 guidance. And then you click the view, and you will save your guidance, and then it'll open it up here. And so let me download this real quick and save it, and there it is. And so now I should be able to upload that, and making sure that it's all there. Yep, it is. All right, great. So can you see that? Can you see my screen where you see the tool, Joshua?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. So I do apologize. Let's go back and let's go down to where we were. I had updated the guidance to make sure that we added in the part about uploading the document back into WebEOC. So all right. So we had all right. So we're back here to step 13. To the additional comments page. So we go back here to the tool, and the last column is the additional comments. So this is where you would add any comment. So if you wanted to add an extra comment about a class or any gap or anything at all, this is where you would put it. It's a free text box, and you would just type in your comment there. So, and those are all the columns. So going back a second, just so you guys understand, if there's anything at all that has changed from your impact and functional area types, or an area that you did not report last year that is now a gap. So if you go down here and you see that maybe you needed to have some predictive modeling. So maybe for COVID, you never really looked at having anything formal on predictive modeling for your planning. So now you want to indicate that you have a gap there, and you want to identify that. You would go here, you would click under the poet area, and you would click yes, and it would show the gap. Then you would click on what that priority would be. So if it's a high priority, you click on priority on a high, and you would either click high, medium, or low. I'm sorry, low. So if it's a high, it would turn to red. And then what your confidence level is. And remember, your confidence is out of CPG 201, I believe the page number is 82, if I'm not mistaken. And it highlights what that chart looks like. And it gives you that example of what a low to high confidence level is. So if you feel that you have the capability of doing predictive modeling, if you have staff, or if you may need to hire someone or put a little more investment into it and your confidence level is a little lower, you could pick a 2 or even a 1. Or if you feel like you can, you have the subject matter expertise to do it, you could pick a 4 or a 5. And so whichever that would be. And then again, you would slide over, describe what that was. So if you're going to create predictive modeling plan to incorporate COVID pandemic issues. All right. And then it's as simple as that. So, and then when you do that and you go back here and where was I at? Then, and it should have clicked on the predictive modeling. It should have clicked on the gap, and it's possible. Let me make sure that it's still there. It is still there. Of course, of course, there's going to be a little snafu during the training after we've gone through these a million times, but we will get that fixed. Okay. So and then any training courses or any other additional information that would be needed. All right. Then we go back here to our step-by-step guide, and so we go back to once you verified all of your selected training courses, and remember, we're going to go back and you're going to look at, you're going to go back to the selected courses, make sure that you're going to clear the filters. All right, make sure that all the courses that you want to identify are identified. Then, and all of your comments are done. When we go back here to the job aid, once it's all been done like that, everything should look similar to what this page is here. And then again, you should see the C description and the show courses here. If you don't see the C description, please double check on the gap tab and make sure it's there. Let Joshua know as well. But we will get that fixed. And then so step 14 is once you've completed it, you're going to save your spreadsheet to your computer, which is very, very important. You always want to keep a copy for your records in case something happens during the upload process. And now you're ready to upload your file into WebEOC. So then you're going to go back to WebEOC. You're going to click on the boards tab and you're going to click the THIRA SPR HIRA link like we did in step 1. Then you're going to click on the number 2, the THIRA SPR county submissions. Upload completed submission file here. And then the submission folder. So it will look, oops, my bad. It will look like this. And you will see here, do not upload documents on this page. So any documents that were loaded on this page, you need to click on the 2020 THIRA SPR County submissions, because if you click on the number 2 on the 19 county submissions tab, you will see all of your county submissions for 2019. These are all of your THIRA documents that you can download from this tab. These are all here from 2019. And if you don't see one, please let Joshua know. So here's your 2020. And so once you click on the 2020 tab to submit, all right, so these folks have submitted. You go back and let's go back to the step-by-step. Here we are here. So once you do that, you're going to click on the new file as shown on that tab there. And then it's going to bring up, once the file is open, you click in the file box and you're going to type in the name of your county and the file description. So you type in 2020 THIRA SPR, and then you type in your county. So Tipton County, type in Tipton County. This way it's nice and clean, and we don't have to figure out whose it is. So file name, 2020 THIRA SPR, file description, your county name. Then you're going to click the Choose File button. So when you go back here, click on New File, you type in the THIRA, the 2020 THIRA SPR. Then you're going to type in your county name, ABC County. Then you're going to choose your file. Back here, I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm not sure that you can actually see the file. So when you click the choose file, it will automatically open up a pop-up box that looks similar to this below. And so you will see that you should see your county. You may have to look for where your file is located at. You click on that. It will then drop it into the file name, and then you click on the open box. Once you do that, it will take you back here, and you will see your county name here. So it says 2020 THIRA SPR, and it'll have your county right there. You do not click on the archive folder. You'll see your county there, and then you click the save folder. Once you click the save folder, your county will then be, it will then appear here. So if I click here and I click, I will just click a file here, which I will delete. And then here you will see ABC County. Now, if you click the wrong file, all you have to do is then go here, and this is when you would click the archive file. If you click the wrong file, there's a mistake. You simply click the archive file, and it deletes it. Going back here. So if you make any changes to your submission file, please click. So if you need to change it, if you need to do anything, you can delete it and then upload a new file. just make sure that if it's there for a while, Joshua may have already uploaded it. So please let him know. If it's something that you've done, you're like, oops, I uploaded the wrong file, you could go in, delete it, and then upload it. And this is Joshua's and my contact information. So going back to you all in Teams, does anyone have any questions on anything? Any comments at all? Do you think it looks easier than last year? Am I off your Christmas card list? And the silence is deafening. Anyone have any comments at all?
Silence is golden.
Silence can be golden. But you know, I don't have your all's beautiful faces to look at. So that, and you know how it's like, ugh, I could always tell, you know, it's that, you know, it's that when you take off your glasses and you go,
Hey,
Or you
Perry, I have a
yes.
just one thing that I'd like to mention is on the first tab.
And this is Joshua speaking, by the way.
On the first tab that says county, please don't try to rename it to match your county, because there's a formula tied to that tab. So please do not try to rename any of the tabs, as it will break all the calculations.
Great. Okay, Robert Brown, you have a question, sir. You have your hand up.
Yes, I was just wondering, I know you're recording this. When
Yes.
when will that be available and where will it be posted for us to go back and review?
It's available right now, and it's on WebEOC right now as we speak.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions, concerns? Obviously, as you guys get working on it, you know, you'll probably have some questions. I know that I'm not sure if Ben Esterline is on the line. I didn't see. Oh, he is. Hi, Ben.
I'm here.
Hey. So, you know, there were a few counties that were like, hey, look, it's out there. Let's just jump in there and do it. And I was like so excited and happy. And then they were like, oh, wait, we might have an issue. And so, but we were able to quickly resolve it. And so one of the things that I would definitely stress is using the training selection, the training course selection. Some of the counties that did not, that have already submitted, and again, you guys can go back and change any of these until November 15th. Okay, so if you've done something and you're like, you know what, I need to go change that, you can make any changes that you want until November 15th. That is the day that we really, really, truly need these back by, as well as please get those NIMS and CPG 101 surveys done as well, and those are out there. And if you, we will resend out the link for those surveys if you haven't seen it already. But we need those as well. But we're trying to give you guys as much time as you can, knowing how busy you are, and we hope that that this tool will be helpful to not take up so much of your time. Now, one of the things, just kind of on the golly gee, what are we doing kind of a front. We are actually looking at for the next iteration of our THIRA and our SPR that's going to be due in 2022, that we're going to be using those critical risks and threats that you guys have identified in in your HIRAs. And so we're trying to figure out a way to combine and use that data so you don't have to duplicate the wheel on those. And so we are trying to figure out a data compilation integration type of a tool that you guys will be able to dump your information into, as well as from your mitigation plans, so we can have that big picture, but we're not having to just keep on reiterating the same stuff over and over again. And so we are working diligently on that, and we'll be involving you guys. Obviously, we would have liked to have gotten everybody's input on that this year, but COVID happened, and we wanted to just kind of like stay out of your all's Wheaties, because you guys have obviously been incredibly busy trying to respond to COVID and still are. So, but we do appreciate everybody getting their HIRAs, all that data updated, and keeping that. And so, like I said, we're trying to work with Mike Hill and those folks with WebEOC, so we can figure out a way, and also Jeremy Schwartz and the other folks with FEMA, so we can figure out a way to best capture our data for reporting, as well as, again, as you guys know, we're always trying to make it easier on you guys at the end, the end users. So hopefully this tool is a little bit easier for you guys to be able to follow and then update and submit. But we're always open for suggestions, comments, feedback. We hate you, whatever. We're just trying to make it easy on you. And I believe that there was another chat here. I'm trying to find you guys. Let's see. Show conversation. Anybody? Okay. Any other comments? I know we're coming up on 2 o'clock. And I value your all's time, so I'm trying to make sure that we are not going to go over, since I did promise you guys we'd be able to do it in an hour. Okay. Well, if you have any comments, any suggestions, we will be doing another one of these, and/or 3 or 4, whatever we need, till we get everybody feeling comfortable. So please feel free to reach out to Joshua or I, and we are here for you. So any comments, any last alibis? No? If you're trying to talk, you are on mute. All right. Oh, we have someone here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, thanks, Perry and team. You bet. Oh, David Costin, I'm so sorry. I just saw this. What if your county is not shown? Well, hopefully the county is shown. Every county should be shown. David, are you still on the line? And Joshua, could you please double check real quick?
Yes.
It was there.
Yeah, we can talk offline about this one.
Okay. All right. All right. So we'll be talking offline. All right. You bet, David. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So if something is not there that should be there, and you guys are not seeing it, obviously, please let us know immediately. We want to make sure that you guys have everything you need. All right. Well, thank you all for attending today's webinar. I hope it was value added, and hopefully it help you, or hopefully will help you complete it. And obviously, please let us know. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be seeing you guys later. Bye.
Hey, Barry.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you once everybody's out.
Okay. I stop recording. There we go.